The month of autumn has begun, and soon the shades of the season will appear on landscapes nationwide, and among the places to best indulge in the sights and sounds of the fall are Korea's national parks. We have details on this edition of Issues and Insiders. Hello and welcome to Issues and Insiders. I'm Min Sunhee. Korea is home to more than 20 national parks, and efforts are underway to boost their accessibility among foreign hikers in the country. For more on this, I have Yoon Hong-geun, the General Manager at the Nature Center of Sobaeksan National Park. Hong, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Yeah. Thank you. Good to see you here.
I also have Park Hyeon-jeong at the same center with us. Lily, I believe. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Hong, we'll start with you. Let's begin with the background behind the guidebook, Hiking the National Parks in Korea. What led to its publication?
Actually, after studying English in Australia in my university time, I've been enjoying meeting new people from around the world. So under this background, a few years ago, I had a chance to work with one of the best hiking experts, my colleague Park Hyeon-jeong, who led me get into hiking. So around this time, I came up with an idea. If I go hiking with the foreigners, I could kill two birds with one stone, meeting new people from other countries and enjoying myself hiking. So with a few colleagues, including Lily, we together found new international hiking club named Exploring National Park. The background of being a park ranger really helped us quite a lot to settle down this club. So now the number of members is around 600. And in this club, I met Chris, one of the co-authors. He is a native speaker and experienced hiker and good writer. So after hiking with the foreigners for a couple of years, I got to know there is a really limited information provided in English about hiking in Korea. So that I met so many foreigners who were frustrated by not being able to get enough information. So I felt so sorry for them, and I used to help them by one chat. But it reached its limit quite quickly. Then really, I finally decided to publish a book. I really believed that I could help more foreigners with this book. But at the same time, I also felt it could help my career too. That's how it started.
Right. And before we delve further into this book, for now though, Lily, first tell me, how popular are Korea's national parks among foreign hikers?
Well, if it would be good if I can tell you like the specific figures, like how many foreign visitors come to our national parks. But unfortunately, we don't have like exact data on the number of foreigners to our national parks. So there's something we need to work on more. But still, I can give you some insights based on what we're experiencing on site. So from what I heard from the park rangers who go patrol the parks daily, it is clear that they've been noticing a lot of increase in number of encounters with foreign visitors lately. So, for example, I went to Sobaeksan National Park about a month ago, and the staff there told me that the number of foreign visitors to Sobaeksan, especially from Europe, has really increased a lot recently. And so they started providing English brochures and English maps, and they were also working on making English video guides for their hiking courses. So to better support those kind of visitors. And on top of that, the foreign hiking communities in Korea on Facebook, they have seen their membership grow by 3 to 4 times in just a couple of past years. And the groups are very still active. So I think all this together shows how popular the national parks have become among foreign visitors. And I even have some friends who are more aware of Korean national park events and merchandise products than Korean hikers. So as a park ranger, I'm really happy to see that, and I feel more responsibility to support them better in the future.
Right. And Hong, do tell us a bit more about the response of foreign hikers to Korea's national parks.
Literally, they love hiking here in Korea. Actually, at the beginning, I couldn't understand them much because they were too happy with the Korean mountains. I've been to many countries and hiked several mountains there. Then I could say some of them could be better than Korean mountains. So, yeah. Then I did also wonder why foreigners love hiking here in Korea. So whenever I did hiking with them, I often asked the question. Then the answer, the reason they answered was the accessibility. Like in the case of other countries, there could be better mountains or better national parks, but it takes ages. Like it takes much more effort and time. But in Korea, most of the national parks are easily accessible by public transportation. Even if you drive yourself, you can reach any national park within a couple of hours, wherever you are. But also, they say not only accessibility. The scenery is as beautiful as any other parks in the world. And also, on top of that, I want to mention about the culture. The Korean hikers are very friendly and carries lots of food up there, then share them with others, like children or foreigners. But I'm not talking about the food itself, like warm-heartedness and kindness. That is really different from their country. So they love that culture in general. So to summarize, like foreigners love hiking here in Korea because of good accessibility, awesome scenery, and nice people. And that's how I think.
Right, the friendly atmosphere then. Right, now let's delve into your guidebook now. The guidebook itself, Hong, is called Hiking the National Parks in Korea. You published this book, I'm assuming this year, was it?
Yeah, this year, like 2 months ago.
What information is included in your book now?
Actually, this book consists of 3 chapters. And in the first chapter, since this book is specialized in national park, and the basic state of the national park is introduced. Like it shows the history, the size of area, and type of park, and Korea National Park Service, which is the agency of managing Korea National Parks. And the second chapter is the main contents. The total of 46 hiking trails are described by selecting 2 most popular trails from each of 23 national parks. Actually, for Koreans, it is not that difficult to find out which trail is the most popular or most scenic. But for foreigners with limited information, it's really tough and challenging to find really good trails. So we introduced 46 trails from national park, which are the most popular or most beautiful ones. And the third chapter includes useful information when planning hiking, especially about national park policies. Like for instance, like during forest fire prevention period, I often encounter cases where the foreigners went to the trailhead for hiking, but they failed to hike because of not being aware of the trail closure policy. So in our book, those essential informations are collected and addressed in a easily way. You can find out easily the information.
Right, so there are 23 national parks here in Korea, and for each national park, you have 2 trails suggested in your book. Yeah. Have you been to all 23 national parks here in Korea?
Actually, out of 46, I've been to 40. So the other author, the craze, have been to all 46 national trails.
But still, 40 is an amazing number. Yeah. And staying with these trails, Lily, what can you tell us about the priorities placed in the selection of the 46 walking trails for the 23 national parks?
Okay, to begin with, I want to mention that the selection process involved a lot of discussion among our authors. And Chris, one of our authors, and our main writer, he has been to all 23 national parks, and he has the most hiking experience. And of course, Hong and I love hiking too, so it was really hard to narrowing down which trails we should feature in our book among so many beautiful options we have. So it wasn't easy at all. So to make the process a little bit more objective, we also gathered feedback from park rangers across the country and also from some experienced hikers. So, and even after such efforts, when we felt unsure, we personally revisited some of the trails to compare. So from this list of candidates, we finally chose popular day hike courses because we thought many of the foreigners might not have the chance to visit the same park like more than once. So usually the most popular trail of the park, that includes the highest peak, became trail number 1. And to add some variety, we also chose a shorter but still scenic trail as trail number 2. So we are confident that if you visit all 46 trail in this book, visitors can experience like the diverse and stunning landscapes that showcase all 23 national parks. And of course, you can find more like explanation about the selection process in the book.
So all 46 trails are available for one-day excursions?
Yeah.
Lovely. Hong, tomorrow, it's the start of a long weekend that extends into Wednesday as we celebrate Chuseok here in South Korea. That being said, is there a national park and its trails that you would like to recommend to first-time hikers?
Actually, since I don't know who are really watching this program, so it's quite difficult to name the parks because I don't have much information of their location or fitness. But a national park is a place that is representative of the area in terms of nature beauty. So no matter which national park you go to, you will see the best part of the nature. And
that being said then, is there a national park, Hong, that you personally really like?
Actually, personally, I love Sobaeksan National Park, but Sobaeksan is one of the ones foreigners love the most.
Why do you love it so much?
It's a really rocky mountains. So where I work at Sobaeksan, some people love Sobaeksan, but it's kind of, the view is not dramatically changes. But when you go hiking to Rocky Mountains, depending on where you are standing on, the view is quite totally different. So it's like more dramatic. Yeah.
And Sobaeksan, what season would be a great time to visit Sobaeksan, do you think? Sobaeksan Mountain?
In Korea, in general, autumn would be one of the best of times.
The season right now.
Because of autumn foliage. But if you go to Sobaeksan during during weekend, it's really packed with people, so you can't really enjoy the nature much. But if you can make a time during the weekday, that would be really awesome to explore the Sobaeksan National Park.
Right, good to know, good to know. Lily, beyond this book, let's talk a bit about the hiking group that Hong mentioned earlier, Exploring National Parks, whose members, like Hong said, now amount to 600, was it? Right? What are some of the programs available for foreign hikers through this particular group?
So right now, we organize regular hikes, like regular group hikes once a month. So Hong and I are the administrators of the group. So we plan the route and we announce them in advance so that people can join if they are interested. So we go hike like every month, and each event has around 10 to 20 members attending. And unless the weather is extreme, we always go like every month, and we plan to keep these hikes going. But because Hong and I work for KMPS, we cannot dedicate all our time to providing extra in-person programs for the group, right? So we are instead thinking of expanding the group in a different way. So while working on hiking the national parks of Korea, Hong and I became more eager to introduce Korea's national parks to foreigners and provide information in English. So we're planning to team up to share more hiking routes and detailed information through a blog and a YouTube channel. So Hong will manage the blog and I'll be working on creating more videos. So the formats are different, but we both plan to offer more key information about each national park and its beautiful hiking trails. And so it is our hope that in the future, maybe we'll have another chance to write a hiking book with a different theme based on our blogging and YouTube activities.
Right, best of luck with that.
Thank you.
What tasks, Hong, in the meantime, remain to be tackled to further raise awareness and accessibility, of course, to Korea's national parks among foreign hikers, do you think?
I really strongly believe that the Korea National Park craze, Korea National Park craze around the world would be really possible. But at the moment, it is impossible because, as you said, there are some tests to be solved. above all, the sufficient information about parks and hiking trails written in English would be really essential, needed. Compared to just 10 years ago, the number of foreign visitors to national park has increased significantly. But still, due to very limited information, the visitor number is still smaller than it should be, considering the amount of interest and popularity from other countries. And actually, national park is a remote area, and the highlight of the park are often located on top of the mountain. So on YouTube or blogs or even books, the contents are much less than those created in downtown. So if we leave it up to private sector as it is, only little amount of information would be created. So based on this fact, our government, our public sector, like Korea Tourism Organization, even Korea National Park Service, should put some more extra effort to make sufficient promotional materials and distribute them properly to the foreigners. If we do so, I strongly believe the number of foreigners to visiting and loving Korea National Park would increase much more than before.
You've convinced me already. Lily, what appealing aspect of Korea's national parks do you care to share with our foreign viewers?
To be honest, there are so many I want to mention, but let me start with my type of traveling. So I really love nature. So whenever I go to another country, I always make sure that I visit, explore places where I can see its unique landscapes. And I believe there are so many foreigners who share the same passion. And for those people, I think Korea's national park are the ideal travel destinations. Because Korea, despite its small size, it boasts diverse and stunning landscapes and seascapes shaped by its surrounding seas, mountainous terrain, and 4 distinct seasons, right? And many of its finest, Korea's finest views and beautiful cultural assets are protected within the boundaries of our national parks, so making them the essence of Korean tourism. But even though if something is really good, if it's too far away and you can't visit it, it loses its charm, right? And as Hong mentioned, the great thing about Korea National Park is that it's incredibly accessible. So it's almost like having them in your backyard. So, and because of that, it can become your daily retreat in your daily life. So for me personally, whenever I feel like I want to have some alone time in nature, I would just jump on the bus or get in my car and head to the nearest national park. And I don't always aim for the peak. I'll just go and really enjoy a nice afternoon stroll and come back. So like that, wherever you are, you can always find beautiful landscapes and trails to explore. And there you can enjoy some relaxing time by yourself. So I think that is the appealing aspect of Korea National Park, the endless and accessible joy they bring to your busy city life. Yeah.
And staying with that, this is an impromptu question, but Lily, if we were planning a day trip to one of the trails that you recommended in the book, Hiking the National Parks of Korea, what items should we take on our hiking excursion, do you think?
There are so many to take, but
choose 3 for us.
3, always water, because without water, you might get lost and you might die. So water and snacks, that's what I always pack. And don't forget to bring the portable battery for your phone, because if you see a really nice view and you can't take a photo because the battery is low, that's a nightmare. So always remember to take the batteries.
Right, so water, battery, one final item would be?
Snacks.
That's right, all right. And Hong, what about you? What do you believe is the appeal of Korea's national parks?
Actually, Korea we can call a tiny country compared to other huge countries. So in terms of scale, Korea National Park might not be said to have a grandeur or global charms like a Grand Canyon of the United States or Mount Himalayas or Nepal. We can't compare with that. But however, I strongly believe that our national park have a few good features to attract foreign hikers. So in addition to what just Lily said, I want to mention a few more things. And first, Korea has 4 distinct seasons. So you can enjoy colorful autumn seasons, winter hiking with the snow, and hiking surrounded by lush green. So it is a real amazing thing. We can do all those things in this little country. And second, Korea has thousands of years of history. So there are so many traditional temples so wherever you visit. And there are always numerous storytellings and cultural heritages along with those temples. So that makes your visit more fun and meaningful. And also, Korea National Park has really well-maintained trails and safety and facilities. Thanks to those facts, really the frequency of safety accident is very low in Korea National Park. So when you're hiking, you might feel tough because of the steepness or the long distance, but not much from like being wild or being dangerous or safety issues. Nothing with it. So I could say Korea is really one of the safest country hiking in national park. So hopefully more foreigners come to Korea and hike our nature, then really make unforgettable memories.
Well, thanks to your book, I'm sure that will become a reality very soon. All right, Hong, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts today. And Lily, thank you very much for your insights.
Thank you.
Right, well, on that note, we say goodbye. For those of you who have yet to make weekend plans, a trip to a national park may be one option. Thank you for watching.